today I'm going to show you how to make the duplicate stitch. So I've made a little swatch, and you generally will use duplicate stitch on stockinette. So if you just have a look here, what we're going to do is, well, you will find the right point in your pattern, but I'm just going to start here at the bottom of one of these V's. Can you see? So I'm going to bring my needle from the back to the front at the bottom of one of these V's, and I'm not going to put a knot in the tail. I'm just going to leave that, and at the end I will just secure that with a few stitches. So we've brought the yarn through, and then if you can see the V's here, we're actually going to go behind the two V's above it. So we're following this stitch around. Just hold on to your tail at the back of the work whilst you're working. So we go around, just make your stitches the same tension as your stockinette stitches. And then once we've gone through those two loops, we just take the yarn from front to back in the place that we originally started. So that's one duplicate stitch complete. If we wanted to continue in this row, we'd just go up a stitch and we'd just repeat exactly what we've done. So we come through at the bottom of the V like that. We bring our yarn through from back to front, and then we go under the two stitches above the V that you're working on. If you've not used duplicate stitch before, just pay attention to your tension. You're trying to make it look like the stitches on the stockinette. So just take your time and have a play around with it. I find it really does pay off to just make sure that the stitches are nice and neat as you go. And then if we wanted to continue, we could just find the next stitch up and then go under the two loops in the stitch above. And then we go back into the original place where we started. Now, let me show you the back, what that looks like. That's the front. And then this is what it's looking like at the back. There's my working yarn. Let me just pull that out. You can see the tail, which you would just secure at the end. Now, say you're following a pattern and the pattern wants you to just move across a couple of rows. So we can do that and just bring your needle up in the place where the pattern suggests. And if we just look at the back now, we've moved it over, and if we just look at the back, you've just got a loop there. So what you don't want is you don't want it to be too tight. You also don't want it to be too loose so it's just hanging everywhere. So I just make sure that the yarn is sat nice and flat next to the fabric. And then you can continue with your duplicate stitch or your Swiss darning, whichever you call it. And generally, you will work from bottom to top. So you will work the stitches going upwards. And you don't really want to go across too many stitches because obviously you'll end up with lots of loops at the back. This is a lovely stitch, and it's often used as an alternative to intarsia, which is where you wrap yarn and make a similar pattern. This is just for people that have started out. This is a really easy option. If you like this video, please subscribe on the button below. Thank you.